Hello and welcome to Chess Please. My name is Andy and today I wanted to cover off something a little bit different. So sometimes in chess, similar to in mathematics, there are these quirks or curiosities that can happen that don't really make a ton of sense in the real world, but just have a bit of an elegance to them or a bit of beauty to them, which I've always got a kick out of. Very sort of nerdy and geeky, but listen, we're all playing chess, so I think that's the standard we're playing at here. But the thing I wanted to cover off today is a palindromic game of chess. A palindrome being the same forwards as it is backwards. And this is a game of chess that is played, and the notation of the game of chess is the exact same forwards as it is backwards. Or you could play the moves in the opposite order, and it still makes sense and is a game. A kind of a weird game. It's a sometimes known as a grotesque, I believe it's known as, where it's not really a game that you would actually play. So there are certain things that happen very strangely. I'll just show it up on the board here. So we've got knight f3, knight c6, knight e5, knight e4. Already very weird, not fun chess. But you're starting to see basically just sort of crafting a way for this game to come back full circle. And what I like about it, it's a full game with all legal moves and ends in checkmate for black. So it's a nice full circle here. So we've got knight d7, knight e2, knight b6, knight g3, knight d5, knight e4, knight takes on e7, knight takes on d2, knight c6, knight e4, and you're starting to see them not quite go back the way they came, but a lot of weird stuff that, again, you wouldn't really play unless you were trying to do this. Bishop to h3, knight e7, knight d2. Again, that's already happened, and it'll happen a couple more times. Queen d4, bishop to g2. Now, for those of you that are familiar with palindromes, you'll know that in the middle, if it's an even number of letters in a palindrome word, that you'll know that in the middle there has to be two of the same letter, so that it can basically like turn around and start going back on itself. If it's an odd number of letters, you only need one in the middle. That is like the turning point. But in this case, the turning point we've reached here is after 10 moves for black and white, the 11th move, or the 11th ply for white, bishop takes on g2. So this is the turnaround point, and we start going back the way we came. So every move that you'll see here on out, queen d4, knight d2, knight e7, bishop to h3, queen d3, knight e4, knight c6, knight d2, knight e7, knight e4, knight d5, knight g3, knight b6. Again, this is a strange game. I've mentioned it time and time again. Knight e7, knight d2, almost back to where we came from. Knight d4, knight e5, and then the opening two moves of the game, which were knight f3, knight c6. We've got knight c6, knight f3 mate. A nice little bow on the proceedings here. So again, a strange little curiosity that's occurred. And when I was looking up this game, I found a quote, a French quote that is itself a palindrome and actually is pretty relevant here. And it is "Engage le jeu que je le gagne," which means start the game so that I may win, which I thought was pretty fitting for black being the team that wins here. Apologies to any French speakers for that butchering, but that's it. A quick short video here for you today, just on the weird curiosities that can happen in chess. And this palindromic notation game was one that I thought was just pretty cool. That's all from me, folks. I am going to ask you to subscribe if you had a good time. If not, don't worry about it. Go about your day as normal. All the best. Take it easy.